Let's move on to our next topic, which is faith beyond boundaries. And the first speaker for this topic is going to be Sister Huda Spiteri. She's in. Who's going first? Okay, our first speaker is going to be Barbara Katabuk Mulai. I'm sorry. She was born and raised on Long Island and is the mother of 2 teens and works as a mid-level practitioner in an internist office for the last 11 years. She started as a registered nurse and went back to SUNY Stony Brook to become a physician's assistant and graduated in 1986. Barbara worked in hospice and long-term care as a PA. Officially, she took Shahada on June 3, 2005. 3 to 4 years prior to taking her Shahada, she read different translations of the Quran and many books about Islam and the Prophet, peace be upon him. Please welcome Sister Barbara.
I'm just overwhelmed that I was even asked to speak with all the prior speakers. What I have to say is really just a personal thing about my experiences since I started coming to ICLI. And I'm supposed to speak into the microphone. Okay. And just, I grew up on Long Island, middle class suburban, and throughout growing up I was very misled about Islam. I had no real knowledge of it. Anything I heard about it was how it oppressed women and suppressed women, and I believed what I was taught. And now, after reading about it and being here, I don't believe that that's at all what the Quran speaks of, or the Hadiths. Non-Muslim friends who know me keep asking me why I would go to such a religion, because they know I'm a pretty self-determined, independent person, and they're concerned that I converted to a religion that oppresses me. And I try to re-educate them, and I don't know if some get it and some don't. But I guess what I wanted to talk about was that, we all know Islam was the first religion to give rights to women, rights to marriage, to choices in marriage, to property, to inheritance. And so I think from my American background, I'm getting so nervous. Okay. From my American background, I actually see that Americans suppress women. We grow up believing that we should use our appearance, our sexuality to achieve our goals. And you see that in the media, you see that on TV, you see that in the news. You learn that in school, in work. You sort of learn that, if somebody makes a inappropriate joke or comment, you should laugh at it. And if you don't, then you're kind of uptight or prudish. And after reading Islam and the Quran and the Hadiths, I've learned that I shouldn't have to accept inappropriate comments or jokes. And now I can actually stand up to it, and I feel very free. I think Islam frees me from that. And so I actually see it that America suppresses women in a different way. But one thought occurs to me after being here for a year, is that we have another extreme sometimes that goes on here at ICLI. And I had taken a course with brothers and sisters, and one evening the instructor had asked all the sisters to stay after to speak with us, and he was telling us how we should not smile or laugh too much because the other brothers may misunderstand our smiles or get the wrong impression. And I said to him, I can't believe that. I've read that Muhammad, the Prophet, peace be upon him, laughed a lot, smiled, and I can't believe that we're not meant to smile too. And I think it's our own, yes, we have to be modest, but to smile and laugh is not inappropriate. So I think that's another extreme that I'm hearing, that I should quell my emotions. And certainly, he said he wasn't trying to oppress women by making this statement, and I don't think he was. I really don't think that was his intention. But if he wanted to be fair, he would have asked the brothers to also stay after, and he would have spoken to them about men's behavior and what's appropriate for men too. And another thing that's occurred, I'm still so nervous. Another thing that's occurred is a couple of sisters have actually told me that I shouldn't participate in classes or be on committees because men will be on those committees. And I find that really disheartening. I think we all have to work together, and I think we all have something to contribute by working together. And I think if we all know to be modest, we all know appropriate behavior, I think men and women can work very well together and bring Islam to what it really should be. So that's all.